So this will be the new studio. I don't know if we're going to set up in that corner or what we're going to do, but at least we have a little bit more of a view that looks out that way now. Hello and welcome back to my house. What you just watched was a little snippet of a pre-tour Q&A I did where we did a quick tour of the house and I showed you the very emptiness that was my office and we had no idea what I was doing with it. I've just gotten back from a 10-week tour through Europe and through the UK. While I was gone, the fabulously talented Wifey completely redid my office. And so I figured, hey, I'm gonna be recording in it. I've already talked about it on Twitter, on Instagram, how much I love my new office. So I should probably do a small vlog just showing you the office as a whole, and then we'll go through some of the smaller things around the office, which will make sense in a second. But behind me right here, that is how I found my office when I got home, with a little bow on the door, because this counts as my birthday present. So let's go inside and have a quick look inside. I'll pick you up. Here we go. Through the door into the new Frost HQ office, which looks a little different to the last place when it focuses. So the first thing you'll notice once, there it goes, we have the snowflake is back. It's not on my chair anymore, but we do have the snowflake. And we've got, I need to get myself another monitor so I can have two monitors. But look how much cleaner this is. I don't know if you, I'm pretty sure I did a video where I showed my last setup where I just had everything on the desk, whereas now it's all up and where it should be. And this is my cool new backdrop with all the important things like my pixelated Batman, my giant blue rubber duck, Pee-wee, the penguin that I got from the Brighton arcade while I was on tour, the creepy picture I got for my 18th birthday. And look, Haley, look, Haley, look, it's Lucio. We found the Lucio pop vinyl, who I just realized that under this blue light looks freaking amazing. Moving on over this way, we got Hogwarts candle. This is the famous blade. You might have seen it in other Q&As. That is the first sword that I ever swallowed. Is now part of our backdrop. And in the back is a 10.5-foot kangaroo leather stock whip. We got a whole bunch of juggling balls, a Nintendo controller, lots of Wii controllers, a very annoying Malachi Frost shadow, a strongman card from Wifey, and we got a little bit of fan art down here with a fan art Wifey, and my plaque that says, if it focuses, this is to certify that Malachi did a very good thing. A whole bunch of Wii games, juggling equipment, a little jar with money from all around the world in it. And down here in this plastic folder, I have a whole bunch of other amazing fan art. Well, the fan art that was given to me in physical form, we are going to try and put up, I don't know where yet, it might be over on this wall, this lovely blank bare wall. It might be over here. We're going to try and put up more fan art, probably on that wall. So that as I sit in my desk, I can kind of just look up and see fan art instead of just white and black wall. So this is the new office. This is the new Frost Squad recording studio where we'll be doing all of our videos from now on. So it's a little bit fun. It's a little bit more involved than the last one, which is the snowflake on my chair and the backdrop. I haven't decided what I'm doing with the old backdrop yet. I might end up putting it into the Malachi Frost loot crate. If you don't know what that is, link to Discord's down in the description. If you check out the goals section, I can't remember what subscriber goal it was for, but we will be running a competition which will have a whole bunch of Malachi Frost merch and special things from my life. So that is our new office. Very quickly, I want to touch on, as I said, I just got back from tour. It was 10 weeks away. For anyone that is wondering, yes, 10 weeks is a very long time, and it sucked, and it was way too long. And Wifey missed me, and I missed Wifey very much. But I'm back now, and I'll be in Australia until July next year, theoretically. Might go to New Zealand, haven't got anything booked in yet, but I'll be here for a while. It was a great tour though. I made a lot of new friends. I got to meet a whole bunch of new people through the shows that have followed through Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and even here on YouTube that are now part of the Frost Squad. So we are slowly growing to take over the world. If this is the first Malachi Frost video you've watched, you can be a little bit confused, especially about the sword I was talking about. I am a professional sword swallower and sideshow artist. I travel the world performing street theater, performing out on the streets, as well as doing stage and stuff around. As I said, just got back from tour. Back to my recording studio where I have a mostly gaming channel. So there will be some performing videos that go up on the channel, but for the most part it is a gaming channel because I'm a massive nerd and I love my gaming and I love my sword swallowing, and this is a place where we can put the two together. But it was an amazing tour, it really was. Amsterdam is a lovely place. If you ever get the opportunity to go to Amsterdam, please do. It's a brilliant, brilliant place. I love working there, I love the people there, and just the culture was amazing. London, goddamn London. I didn't have a great time in London because it was just way too hot. There was a massive heat wave that went through. And I always find London to be quite crowded, which for street shows is fine because you go out, you turn on your speaker, all of a sudden you have a crowd, bada bing, bada boom, but it's quite crowded. I don't really like London. The only thing about London that I liked, other than going and getting Pee-wee from the arcade down in Brighton, was the fact that I got to hang out with Haley, also known as Volpixis. The @ thing will be here to look them up on Twitter and Instagram, and most importantly on Twitch. They are a lovely streamer friend of mine, and they came in, they hung out a few days, we went to the arcade, got friendship bracelets. It was great just to hang out with another streamer from the other side of the world, and it really did make my my stay in London a little bit more special. So thank you very much, Haley. It really did mean a lot that you could come in and hang out as much as you did, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Heading from there up to York. York is one of my favorite places in the world. I don't think I'm going to say a negative thing about any place, although I did just trash London, so I guess that's negative for the video. I do absolutely love York. The shows in York are a lot smaller, but people there are there to chill. Like, York is a touristy town, but it's not a town where you go and do 150 things. It's a town where you go and you just be there. You walk around the square, you walk around the town, you find what's there. So the shows are a lot smaller. We don't use the microphones and the speakers there because you don't need to, it's such a small place. But the people that stop and watch are with you. They're there to watch the show. They're not just watching you before they have to rush off and catch a bus. Like, they're there to watch you. So the shows are just absolutely lovely there. I love going there every year. And Edinburgh is just insane. Edinburgh for August is mental. It's busy every day, like 2 shows a day for the entire month of August. You would have noticed not only the Wifey takeover started while I was in Edinburgh, just because I was working flat chat and couldn't record more games while I was over there. Also, in the I think I did 2 videos while I was in Edinburgh. We did one live chat catch up where I think I said about 7 times that I was exhausted, and the climbing Arthur Seat video, which I think I said about 7 times I was exhausted. So Edinburgh is just flat chat and crazy. Normally I would fly home straight from Edinburgh back here to Adelaide. This year I decided to go back to Amsterdam for 2 weeks as kind of like a middle point. So Edinburgh, as I said, is insane and it's high energy and there's shows all the time and all my friends are there and it's just boom, 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 boom. And then Adelaide is very much the opposite. A lot of performers don't come through Adelaide, so a lot of my friends aren't here. The shows are a lot smaller, a lot quieter, and it can be a real kick in the teeth coming from Edinburgh to Adelaide. It's just too much of a drop, the adrenaline drops, and it can cause what's called the post-fringe blues, or just performer's depression, basically. So by going to Amsterdam in the middle there, I don't know why I have a pen. So by going to Amsterdam in the middle, which is, I still have some friends there, the shows are still quite good, but they're not as crazy as Edinburgh. We're going to Amsterdam, it was just a nice halfway point, so I could kind of mellow out from the fringe, coast for a bit, and now back head here. So now I'm back, and that's pretty much, that's the highlights of my tour. Oh, the granny party. I do want to comment, I want to talk about the granny party. If you don't follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you may not know about the grandma party. This is turning into an office/post tour vlog now. It's gonna be a little bit longer than I wanted it to, sorry. But the granny party. So in Edinburgh, I live in a share apartment where I rent 1 bedroom out of the 5 that are in the apartment. And anyone else can rent the other 4. So I came home one night and I saw a little old lady like come out of the kitchen into her bedroom. Whatever, there's a little old lady here, whatever. And then the next day I was making a coffee and she came in, I said hi and whatever. And then we back to our own lives. because we have things to do, we're very busy. And then like 2 days later, I walked into the kitchen and there was eight grandmas from the west coast of Scotland, just playing music on their little iPad and drinking gin, brandy and whiskey, drinking away. And I walked in and the little old lady that I had talked to is like, see, I told you he existed. So there's just these 8 grandmas in my house, and I went to make dinner, and one of the grandmas started telling me off because my food in the fridge was close to expiring and that I should eat that before it expires. And I grabbed something else out of the fridge and she's like, no, don't eat that. That's got plenty of time left. You need to eat this one. This one's about to expire. So that was kind of cute. So I just sat there eating my dinner and chatting with them, and they were telling me their life story and all about their grandkids and their nieces and nephews and children and all sorts around the world. And then they offered me a drink, so I was drinking gin and tonics with 8 Scottish grandmas, and they were just playing music on their little iPad. So I went and got my speaker out of my room, brought it in so they could plug it in, and they were playing very loud. So I basically just gave them something to play music loud. And as soon as the music got louder and they got drunker, we started a dance party in my kitchen. Flash forward to 2 o'clock in the morning, I have 8 drunk Scottish grandmas singing and dancing to the Proclaimers around my kitchen. We have gone through 2 bottles of gin, a bottle of brandy, a bottle of whiskey, and a whole bunch of mixers. And it was great. And eventually I had to go to bed because I have to work the next day. But before I could go to bed, I had to get photos with all of them. I had to, they all queued up to give me a hug because they were leaving early the next day, so we didn't think I'd see them again. So they all queued up early so they could all give me a good night cuddle, which was amazing because after being, at that point, I'd been on tour for 7 weeks and I missed my mummy. I miss my mum, I miss my wife, I miss my whole family. So getting these little old ladies to be my surrogate grandmas and giving me cuddles was very nice. It was very sweet of them to do. Anyway, yeah, so they'd all give me goodnight cuddles. One of them gave me a hug and then ran to the back of the line and queued up again to come forward and give me another one. So that was really sweet. And then, yeah, I went to bed and never saw them again. And I just realized that if they ever watch this video, they're going to be very mad at me because throughout the night they told me off and they told me I'm not allowed to call them my Scottish grandmas. They are my 8 new Scottish aunts. They're not grandmas, they're aunts. And that is probably by far going to be the highlight of the tour this year, was I had a dance party in my kitchen with 8 new Scottish aunts from the west coast of Scotland. It was, oh my god, it was the kind of thing that I didn't expect it. I didn't know what was happening, and I lay in bed that night, and even the next day when I was telling some of my friends about it, I laid there going, what the fuck just happened? Is this actually happening? Yeah, so that's the highlight of my tour. And that's also the end of this video. As I was saying, we are going to make a fan art wall. We just have to work out how we're going to do it. We can't really stick things to the wall. The foam pads are not stuck to the wall, in case my landlord ever watches this. So we have to work out how we're going to do the fan art board. But if you want to send me fan art, you can, again, the link in the description to the Discord channel. We have an art section there. You can send me any art you have through that. And once we get the board set up, I will start printing off and putting up art around the office. And occasionally we'll do a fan art catch-up, and I'll show you all the new pieces that we've got. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out in our new office. It is so damn good to be back, sitting at my computer again. This backdrop is amazing, so massive thank yous to Wifey. Videos will start coming out again. The Wifey takeover is almost finished. There's a few episodes left of Leighton and the Curious Village, performed by my lovely Wifey. And I will be starting up a few new series within the next couple of days. You'll start seeing them popping up. But for right now, as always, Frost Squad, have a good day, have a good life, and I'll catch you all down the road.